Hello and welcome back to Bump Love. Before we even go any further, have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? Do you like? Do you comment? Do you share on all our socials? Please do if you haven't, but most importantly, please subscribe. Yes? No matter how you choose to raise your children, you always receive some kind of criticism about your parenting style. And sometimes it might come from those close to you, and other times from random strangers on the street. So I'm sure we've all had experiences with being criticized over the methods you use in parenting your children, right? Maybe we can jog from memory what type of criticism it was maybe and how you responded to it.
So I am open. So I'm not open to, oh, your child is this, your child is this. But the way I approach parenting is I don't know anything. So I'm happy to learn. And when people give me feedback, I receive it. I'm not the sort of person who will assure you. I receive it and then I go home and sort it out. Like this one, I'll take that one. She's kidding herself, yes. Or I will use my husband as a sounding board and say, oh, so-and-so told me this. So if we both agree, then we'll work on it. If we don't, then we'll leave it alone. But I do remember, I think there was a time Micah fell very ill. I'm trying to remember what exactly was the problem. But somehow his feeding came up, nutrition, and I guess what I was giving him. I remember, I think somebody reached out to Ben to say, Vanange, you are not feeding that child, blah, 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 blah. They even gave examples of a porridge that we should buy for him.
People who are close to you? Or?
I think the person is close to Ben, yes. So the person gave an example of a kind of porridge that we should give him. It has all the nutrients. It was one of those porridges that has like mukene, pumpkin, rice, like a mix of those healthy things. Yes. So of course at first it stung because for me it was like, okay, you're not feeding your child. He has like low immunity and maybe you're the reason that he is sick. You're not giving him porridges. But I generally go with what Michael likes, if I'm being honest. I'm not the sort of parent who forces and say, you must eat porridge. It tastes good. It's only the vegetables where I insist a bit. And those ones, even if he leaves his other food on the plate, you eat your vegetables. And there we sort of have a good working relationship with Mike. But yeah, I just remember thinking to myself, Banange, Rachel, you are failing as a mother. Somebody is giving you an example of porridge to give your child, then really, I think...
In good faith,
in good faith, yes. Eventually I was like, okay, maybe I guess they have a point, let me try. But I know my son, he does not do porridge. Okay, Micah is those, I think he's like really other children. He will eat in certain places, but then at home, I feel like he has freedom to... That one I want, this one I don't want. When he's at my parents' place, Micah eats, I guess because there are other children and there's really no time for mommy, I don't want, mommy. They put food there. So sometimes I ask my mom, like, does Micah eat minced meat? She says, yes, he eats it here. Does he eat G-nuts? At home, it's like he's in a hotel. I want this, I don't want this. Can I have this? This is on a menu. Mommy, what are you preparing? Even goes and opens the pans. Oh, you're making rice. I don't want rice. Sometimes I'm just like, you child, I have labored. I know rice is just about boiling, but you know, it took a lot of mental work to come up with this meal. You know, so at that time, his feeding was put into question. And I probably was already, I'm always beating myself up about Micah's weight and what he eats. And I want him to have a healthy meal and be nutritious and healthy. And so when it came up, and then he was sick. So it's almost like his immunity had taken a hit. I was just
and
like,
usually that criticism stings
when you're ready.
Child is falling sick.
Yes.
Because they always link the food, habits, nutrients
to how he,
how healthy the child is. So it usually stings because you're like, oh my God, the child is sick.
He's
so
sick.
I might be the
problem. So that's it. That was the feedback. So I received it. I tried the porridges. I usually will like try out different things. I mean, you see his size really, but he's healthy. He's not falling that sick.
To encourage you, like.
I mean, and look at his size. Yes, really very minimal. They look the same.
At the same size.
Please. I be released.
Okay. But well, like you, I'm very open to. I feel like criticism is a life. Accepting criticism is a life skill. True. As a as a person, like generally, Like chill parenting, chill anything, but being able to accept criticism. But I think the most important thing here is to be able to figure out, to be honest. I tell people, be honest with yourself. When you're honest with yourself and you accept and acknowledge certain weaknesses or vulnerabilities about yourself, words will not have power over you.
Yeah, that's true.
Once you can hold steadfast in who you are and know that there's this, because let me tell you, if you're small and someone comes and tells you you're fat, but you know you're small, you won't care. But if you know that you have a weight issue and you've not yet accepted or acknowledged that, it's a problem, and then someone comes and tells you, mwana gwenga, you've gained, then it comes, you become defensive because you personalize the attack. It becomes an attack, regardless of how it came to you. So I feel like when it comes to parenting, I know it's sensitive. But I feel like it's a life skill to be able to know what to tune into and what to tune out. Like, and if you can, it's not easy, but I think it just takes like you just speak to yourself. Don't you guys speak to yourself?
Oh yes.
Like, you just speak to yourself and you say, okay, and then there is ways. And remember also, criticism also, the way you take it, like for me, it's just that at the end of the day, it is what you make of the criticism that matters, and like nothing else. So if you're really, so there are things like if you have values and beliefs and someone might come at you at a way like, okay, maybe I'm not so religious, so I don't take my kid to church. And then somebody who is really religious says, they even tell you, like, let me then come and take your child or whatever. And I'll tell you, for me, I'm not religious, but I was raised in a Christian home, so I understand that, but I'm not going to be defensive. My son, a lady came to me and really said she used to take her child to Sunday school, to whatever. And then sometimes I just want to sleep in. Then my son is also Catholic, so there was that whole thing of when he's at his dad's house, he goes to a Catholic school, whatever, church. When he's home with me, then if I'm into it, we'll take him to. And then this lady just came to me, and we're not that close, but our children are. And then she just came and said, you know what, Pumla, you're not religious and everything, but that's not right. You can't raise your child like that. And I would have taken it badly, but I understood that I know the value in religion. Me, I just chose away from it. There is no harm, there is no bad. So I said, okay, so what time do you go to? Where? At what time? It's okay. The child will be here every day. She would pick him every day, every Sunday, and take. And what? No, the solution came from me. She just said that her criticism was, I'm not raising my child in a Christian way. How will he become? You know, like I'm doing wrong. I'm imposing my mukafiriness on him. And then how do I expect him to turn out? How don't you see how you turned out? Your foundation is like this. So she was literally criticizing me. But I said, okay, but I see you take your daughter to Sunday school. So, and she was willing to.
That's what I'm saying, is that after criticizing, she was willing to be part of the
Very
solution.
good,
You know,
so
someone criticizing you and just,
and then they're just there. So I feel
and you should be able
that
to
is
sort
true.
it out.
But you see, again with that, I feel that sometimes, again, and I think Manuela has told us something about, I think there's something she mentioned about someone who spoke about her child. I feel like sometimes, especially Africans, because we feel entitled to guide ourselves and talk about what's going on in our lives. Maybe delivery is poor.
that is the problem.
Sometimes delivery is poor, and I feel like you should be able to adult yourself to a level where you understand that let me first listen to the message. They may have just not delivered it the right way. And then when you find that even the message is not for you, then look in the heart. The intention might be what is right. But no, if yourself, I feel if self-awareness is the most important thing you can do to yourself.
Is this what you are teaching your children?
Yes.
I said, Lord, help me get through this one because I think you have overstepped.
You've overstepped. Yes, it stings. It does.
No, exactly that. You know, bringing something that is completely unrelated, because I said, no, we agreed this is what is going to happen. You breached the contract. So now somebody comes, what?
This is in your work.
In work. Then the last sentence, and something tells me, because anybody who knows me knows I'm passionate about my art and my family. So I think that last jab,
just offend you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I said, Angie, breathe in, breathe out. I looked at the person speaking, no children.
Exactly.
You understand?
People.
No children, because for me, like now, okay, maybe I'm now jumping the gun. When I was raising my children, I didn't have that much criticism with my age mates because they didn't have
children.
They didn't
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah,
children. So I received
that
a
as
lot
well.
from above. When I received it, then I'd be like, maybe it's because times were different. The truth is, the times are changing, but the fundamentals are the same.
Yeah.
Right?
They remain.
And for me, with regards to criticism for children, always take in, go home, look at it. Kano, yes. Kano.
Yeah.
But me with grown kids, I'll tell you, even after you receive all that, you're going to raise your children the way for you feel. You know?
At the end of the day.
But then when somebody goes, like, for example, me, I don't mind what you think about my parenting style. But someone was like, oh, Angie, imagine me. Oh, wait, breathe in, breathe out. You are being a bad mother.
Someone told you that?
Yes. A long time ago.
Why though? What was the reason?
I wasn't doing what they wanted me to do.
Which one?
With the kids.
Like, for example, why are you taking your children to the schools that you do? Why is it that, you know,
Like they kept
wanted you to.
exactly.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
Simba wakati yao. I
Yes.
think usually when criticism comes, it's because people think you should be doing it their way.
Exactly.
I get
And
that.
for me, that's what actually pains me. Because in my mind, I'm like, you're not in my situation.
Yes.
You don't have the children I have. You don't have the husband I have. You don't have the
True.
home I have. You are not
The
raised in the home I was
dynamics,
raised. You don't
yes.
have my dynamics in their entirety.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So yes, you might be right, but you've not come here. So when you're coming with a criticism, anyway,
Yeah.
continue.
No, usually I'm at the end because I'm the fossil. But for me, the final game, I mean, for me, the final word when it comes to parenting, this person told me I was a bad mother. And you know what I said to them? Please know, this was about 27. I have 4 children. I said, the day my son and my daughter wake up and say I'm a bad mother,
Yes.
it will make sense.
Yeah.
But last I checked, I'm not your mother.
Yeah.
You cannot speak of something that you aren't.
wow.
You understand? It's
That's
like chalk and
interesting.
cheese.
Like the only people who can judge
The
us
only
are our
pa-
children.
Thank you.
Oh, that's so powerful.
That one,
I'm
even when
breathing.
I'm taking my tequila shots and I get home and my babies are like, Mama, even if you said Angie is in there, that is where it ends because
That's so deep, Angie. That's so
like
deep.
for me, criticism, like a lot of people will come to you, like, you know, why don't you do this? In fact, they start when you're pregnant. Do this. But I have learned to guard my heart. Just dissect what works for you.
yes, receive.
Receive, I actually receive it. I will take it in. If it works, like Pumla shared, there was actually room for improvement.
Yes.
And for me, I like that it's my husband normally who will criticize some of the things that I do.
Yeah.
He will be like,
Because we are in it together.
Can be a bit painful.
But when you take it in,
you guard your heart, and like you said, you look through it, you're like, have you hurt me? Or I'm the one
I'm the one who is being very active.
Then,
Yes.
you look through it, you're like, okay, now I need to do better. Yeah. Now, I should have woken up better and, you know, prepared them better, stuff like that.
Yes.
But people from outside your home, because we are raising them together, if you're the one criticizing how I'm doing things, I'll take it in.
Because
but
they are in the
you,
exact same
yeah,
space,
like for me, even if it's
situation.
my own mother, I'm like, Mommy, you did not have 3 boys.
Yes.
You had girls. The way you
Different.
raised, you get. The way you raised us is so different from the way I'm raising my children.
True.
So I will,
True.
of course, I will not attack her.
Sometimes
Yeah.
will be the biggest critic.
Critics,
Exactly.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
always
Yes.
out of love, unlike these people on the street.
The heart, yes.
The intention.
I accept.
So it would be nice to listen in, take out what you think is real
Useful
and chill.
and
Yeah.
leaders.
But I have met people who you cannot tell them anything
About their child.
about their child.
It's
Even
okay.
my brother Sonko.
He will put you
You
down.
start from you.
Can I tell you something, Pumla? Mostly men.
Oh, men, eh?
Yes.
Oh, is it?
Even my husband, I say, but Gundi is not reading well. He's like, Angie, give him time. He will get there.
They do.
Banange.
For me, and children are perfect.
Actually, no, it's so
You can even break a relationship.
Yes.
Whether you are the best.
Yes, I used to be
And that's why you
second
need to-
show on nutrition. I'm like, Banang, my kids need to be fatter. It's like I like them like
Like
that.
the way they are,
Don't give me a big it's missing.
Of
Like
these
no.
children.
Fathers, you never talk about their children.
So I actually used to think that I'm those people who can't take in it. Well,
Anything.
because by character, like you've said, it's a skill, something you come and
You learn,
Because by character,
You have
I
the
don't
answer.
take criticism very well. I come for you full force, yeah.
But it's usually
But
people
I've
who are
been- but I've been on a
very
journey.
well.
I've been on
Usually,
a
people who have been
I've been on a
perfect
journey.
and orderly and the ones who don't really take
Yes.
criticism.
Who
But
do
now
that?
I've been on
People
a
who are
journey.
usually orderly,
who
they
know
are
they are
perfect, who
perfect.
know
Then
that,
they
and they
take
are
it.
doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's
the ones
true.
who don't take criticism well, because
Yeah.
I'm doing the right thing. This is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah,
everything
so
is-
what do you mean?
I'm following the
mean?
steps.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it doesn't help that I'm an early childhood specialist.
Yes.
I've been
you
working
are
with
laughing.
people.
Tell
So
me.
very rarely. So first of all, very rarely do people give me advice or criticism. Most times
You're the one.
they are
You're the one.
asking me for
Yeah.
advice. I've always withheld from giving my own advice. I can see things happening and I'm like this.
You hold
Oh.
Then they
But
come
then
and ask.
yeah. But then I've also known that there was a time, you've talked about husbands, there was a time we were discussing, and then Brian just gave me a car. We just
Yeah.
mailed me, said, Manuela, you have expertise in raising children under 4. I said, what?
Under 4.
Wow.
But there are 6 and
Wow. And like you've said, I did go back and sit and I'm like, actually, it is true. I really, it was painful
at that
point.
moment, yes.
I was like, yeah. So I feel like a lot of the feedback that has come for me has come during a time that I am changing and being better in the words of
Preparing.
Paula, and being better.
Be better.
The second criticism I've received is on Bianca and the way I do punishment. So the way I do punishment is natural consequences or logical consequences.
Explain, please.
Where, like, say for example, this one was actually when the criticism came in and came from a dear friend of mine. Bianca hadn't put her clothes where her uniform where she was supposed to put it, like her shirt and her socks. So she had put half of the uniform where it, and this is washing machine, so it shouldn't be hard. You understand? So, and I could see that half is there and this half is there. Time came for the uniform, it wasn't washed. And I even told the lady, if it's not where it's supposed to be,
Don't.
leave it. So Bianca came and put on a dirty shirt. I said, who? Remove the shirt. Mommy, will I go like this? I'm like, absolutely. So she went to school with just a dress, the clean dress, and the shoes. And guess what? When I put her in my, because we do carpools, when I put her in the car, everyone was like, Manuela, you sent the girl with half a uniform.
Hold on, she had the bottom. The
So
skirt.
she had the dress and just shoes, no socks and no shirt.
Oh, it's like a pinafore.
It's a pinafore.
Ah, well done. I
Guess
agree.
what?
My daughter, I love her so much.
So we put her in the car, very well. Obviously, the people who are doing the carpool are just like, Manuela, guess what? While I'm still driving away from the car, feeling nothing, I just hear, go, 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 go. The clouds opened.
Oh.
Rain.
Oh, wow.
Bianca reached school, but she's like,
Oh, my God.
shaking. Obviously, the teacher, first of all, they refused to receive her.
Of course.
I called the school, I said, please, when I have a child who is dirty, you will not be there. Yeah, you'll
right?
just be commenting. You'll call me, you say, Madam, your child is dirty. So if I'm doing my part, would you rather I beat her?
Yeah.
Or she goes through natural, so that's a natural consequence. If you
Consequence.
don't wash your clothes,
okay, I
you
see.
obviously don't have clean clothes.
I don't have the heart for natural consequences. So carry on.
Yes. You will with time.
So obviously, so now when we came back, my friend obviously now, sits me down and is like, so Manela, and she goes with a quick disclaimer. So I know you are the parenting expert,
Yes.
but I don't agree.
Yeah.
I think your daughter is a rewards person. Like, so you tell her there is a reward. So when you tell her that when she puts in her uniform, you'll give her something. So I struggled with that feedback because in my mind I'm like, that's what she's supposed to do. I should not reward a child for what they are supposed
and the world is not
do.
going to reward them.
The
for
world's
it.
not going to reward them for it.
My way of thought as well.
So I tried ko. I'm like this. I'm like, you know, Manana, no, you're changing. You're a girl.
You're evolving.
You're evolving. You're getting better. And I tell Bianca, I will give her about what, I'll give her what. For the other things, that consequence, she has never forgotten it.
Yeah, and she'll
And
never
she's-
do it again.
with her
Yes.
uniform. She even tells Blake.
But effective.
Yeah, she's like, Blake, you'll go without a shirt.
I don't trust
You'll
her.
go without a shirt. Mommy, yeah, I think he has, she's reporting.
Yes.
So from now, it's the other things. And my Bianca is not moved. Like, she's like, I thought you said you'd buy me sweets, but I don't like sweets. I'm like, so I try that. I don't even think and pick out. I actually try. And I guess it's because of also my work. I train parents, so you never know it can work for someone else. So then I try. It might not work for my child, but it might work for your child.
Yeah.
So I've received feedback even from Bianca herself.
Yeah, I see that
No,
happening.
I don't
They
think.
do.
Yeah, even Archie. So me, she has ever given me feedback,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I can. And you've seen them
And
give
they
feedback.
like that feedback.
Yeah.
For me, when I grow up and become a parent,
Parent,
I'll
yes.
make sure that my kids,
I know.
Yeah,
I'll actually make sure.
Yeah, but
There's a reality show on TV, that
Yes,
has
that's our girl Zari.
that has Zari, the Ugandan sauce. Now, this lady came out and shared with the other ladies about how to. So Annie is Two-Face's wife.
yeah.
And she's sharing with all these other ladies, their moms, their wives, and she's sharing with them about how Two-Face has dragged her name through that, how he humiliates her, how they were dating and their first child together was their sixth child because he had got 5 other children. He had cheated on her
During
the time of their dating. Like
Yeah.
she came and shared all these things about how whatever and how the man is so fake and so what and so Then now they are jazzing. Then Zari comes like later. This is maybe 2 days later. Zari comes and says that, but also your man is a fake. Hell. She went into defense, attack, everything, which like reminds me of. So it was delivery was not right. Or if actually Zari didn't even forward it. It wasn't done badly. But it was she was criticized over something she knew, she acknowledged, she had shared, but it was okay for her to say it. But why is it not okay for women, especially women, when somebody comes at you for criticizes your man or your child? Why is it so difficult for you to take it?
come at a bad time.
This is not the space.
The truth is, I won't lie to you. I can be there, I criticize my OJ.
I don't want to.
But please don't add in.
Don't add in your things. Yes, I'm the only one allowed.
Only me.
I'm the only one allowed to criticize my child.
Yes.
like my husband.
I think also because, and I guess it reminds me of that comment that people make that when lovers are quarreling, don't add in your things because eventually they'll go back. I have the grace to forgive my child or even forgive myself for my parenting mistakes. But when you say it, it kind of sounds like an attack. You are attacking my person and you're attacking my style, and I don't appreciate it. I can do it because afterward I'm going to speak to myself and say, well, this is my child, this is my person. I love them despite their flaws. But when you say it, you're making a judgment, and you're probably going to tell other people what you are. Yes.
And that's why many times we are advised not to put it out there, because then you put it out there and then you don't want it to come back to you.
But my thing is, you're putting.
Sometimes you open the door.
For that
Then you want to
criticism.
control. When then people start walking in, then you start putting barriers.
But isn't it human? Isn't it human nature?
Sharing.
Yeah, but my thing is, it's human to open the door, right?
You didn't open
But
for
expect
thieves to
no
come
one,
in. I opened for visitors.
You expect people to come in, but yeah, they shouldn't add to
We're
it.
open, but
But not for business.
So what Zari should have done was open her own door and talk about her own things.
Yes,
Not have an opinion about other.
And you also have because sweetheart, really.
It was so sad.
People criticize you.
Or challenge your parenting methods, it's not always necessary to respond harshly.
Yeah.
And also, more importantly, not self-critically.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you just need to take a step back in that moment, take a deep breath, then understand, figure out what to tune in and what to tune out. But most importantly, remind yourself that you are doing the best as a parent that you possibly can. Hati mwe, who usually like to look for us and give unsolicited and unhelpful advice. Bambi mutsonyi. Please get out. You go in the comment section. Yeah, don't come and tell me here. We are all trying to be the best that we can be. Yeah. So either manage your delivery, manage your advice, or manage something about what you're saying. Don't forget to like, to comment, to subscribe, and to share. Yes, let us know, have you as a parent been criticized on your parenting style? If so, let us know how you responded to it. Until next time, with love from Bump Love.